So we are Bryceless again, but we have someone
better. Well, it's the self-professed better Bryce, the one, the only friend of the show, Mr. Ryan O'Leary. Cue applause.
What's up, motherfucker?
All right. I just punched him in the face.
You did.
But yeah, so Mr. O'Leary wanted to come on, and of course
He saw 2 movies.
we're gonna oblige because we love Ryan. So
Of course.
Yeah.
Whenever we can get Ryan on, we gotta have him on.
So what would you like to talk about first, Ryan?
Well, should we talk about the movie that made me, hit up Rick and be like, dude, we gotta talk about this on your podcast? Or should I, start with just some other shit that I may have liked?
Start with the other shit you may or may not have liked, and then we'll talk about the one that made you want to podcast.
Sure. The other day I saw one of my most anticipated movies of the year based off of what I was hearing about it, which was Manchester by the Sea.
Uh-huh.
Did either of you guys see it?
No.
Nope.
I thought it was really good. I didn't love it, but I thought it was really good. The performances are great. It's really well written, interesting movie. The score / music choices really took me out of it a bunch of times, and definitely knocked it down a few notches. But overall, though, I thought it was very good.
Was the score kind of overbearing? I hate when that happens.
Yeah, kind of. It was a lot of kind of like, you know how Woody Allen movies have classical music
Yeah.
as their score, is like that. Except I think some of it might have been original. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But it was like that kind of deal with such a heavy drama that's kind of contemporary and well over 2 hours long. I don't know. It's just when I see some dude grieving, I don't know. I don't want to hear that kind of music. So
right.
that was the one constant negative for me in a movie that otherwise is very, very, very good and worth seeing. And
you don't want to hear the theme to the Benny Hill show when you're at a funeral. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the music they're using. You sure you didn't see it?
I'm a genius. I'm good at guessing things. That's cool. Yeah, I've been kind of seeing middle of the road reviews. Yeah, people either like it or don't like that movie. I've been forced to kind of keep up a little bit more on the movies that are coming out because of the Fantasy Movie League stuff we do.
Yeah.
And that was really cheap to put in theaters this week, but the buzz around it did not necessitate me putting it in any of my theaters. But I was reading some reviews, and it just seems like you're either on one side or the other. There's not kind of a middle ground, and I think that's kind of interesting that you can find a middle ground, Mr. O'Leary.
Yeah, well, I would say, too, it was probably up until probably today even, it was kind of like a Best Picture frontrunner, but Moonlight just won Picture and Director at the Los Angeles Film Critics,
Yeah.
And then you bring in all the controversy with the Oscars last year with the Oscars so white, and also, I gotta say, I liked Moonlight much more as a movie, which I also saw, but I saw that a couple weeks back now, which I'd highly recommend, but, yeah.
Very cool. So that's Manchester by the Sea is the name of that movie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now what was the one that you were like, oh my God, Rick, I gotta put it in. I gotta put it in over this.
Yeah, I gotta put it in. Well, it's a teeny movie. It's teen, so I was like, I gotta put it in, Rick.
Yeah.
The Edge of 17.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing, Ryan.
Yes. Rick, did you end up seeing it?
No, I did not.
You fucker. That was you told me yesterday or the other day, yeah, I'm gonna see Edge of 17, so then we'll do the podcast tomorrow.
I ended up playing Beyond Two Souls all day.
Yeah, he did. And then he went out and drank with us last night.
I drank way too much last night. Thanks to my buddy.
Yeah, this guy.
I did not want to drink that much.
Man, you're killing me, because there's I was hoping you would have seen it. That way, the three of us could talk about, I guess, the one thing. So throughout,
you can throw spoilers. It's not gonna. You can throw spoilers. It's not gonna throw me off from not seeing it.
Or from seeing it.
Or from seeing it.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. I'd like to hear your pure. I also wanted Rick's take. Anyway, so earlier this year in the summer, I saw a movie that was far and away my favorite movie of the year, and nothing had come close to unseating it. And I don't know if I should say that now because you guys usually have me on the end of the year, whatever thing, but so I'll just be vague about what that movie is.
Okay.
But that particular movie was and has been by far the number one. And then I'm watching The Edge of 17, and I'm like, holy shit, I think this is my new favorite movie of the year. Because, like, I loved every second of it. But I think towards the very end of the movie, it's not even that it had a bad ending per se. I just think the whole movie was so painfully honest that it kind of went in a direction that I wouldn't even call it movie bullshit, because it's not that bad either.
Okay.
But to me, it's like the slightest bit of a misstep in an otherwise, like, perfect movie. And I think that, for that reason, right now it's in my number 2 spot. But, like, I still loved it. Like, it wouldn't...
Right.
Like, it's still amazing and incredible, and one of the best movies of the year, and, like, the best high school movie since probably, like, what? Superbad, I would say. Not that they're really remotely similar.
No, see, that's the thing I kept hearing is not reviews, but like commercials and radio spots have been comparing it to movies that it's nothing like. And I talked about this with Bryce and Rick a few weeks ago after I saw it. I said to them, like, because Bryce directly asked about, like, they're comparing it to like Clueless and Mean Girls and movies like that. I said, no, they're not throwing it in the same boat with those movies. What they're saying is that it hits something similar to what those movies hit. Those movies were products of their time, and they were very kind of putting the camera on society, so to speak. And Clueless is more of a comedy than anything, but in that area of America, people acted like that in the 90s in high school. That's how things went. Similarly with Mean Girls, it was a very, while comical, but honest take on what, I don't know this, I assume this, because I had a lot of female friends growing up, what girls kind of go through. And it's not just a girl problem, it's kind of like adolescence problem, but they just happen to filter it through the eyes of female characters. And I think this movie, even though it has a female lead, does such an amazing job of capturing teenage life. Like, always feeling like, I said to Rick and Bryce, if you ever felt like the world was against you, even though it obviously wasn't, but you made things out to be worse than they really were, and if you ever felt like an outcast or pushed away, whether it was by your own hand or because other people did it to you, you have to see this movie because it's the most honest take on that vibe of being a teenager.
Yeah, totally. Like, the way I kind of describe it, it's like, it just doesn't pull any punches.
Right.
Like, it fucking hits hard with every turn, with the exception of the very end, which still, once again, I want to keep going back to that as if it ruins the movie, but I do feel like it's worth noting because the whole movie, like, goes to the most real.
Yeah.
It doesn't care about making you like the characters.
Exactly.
It doesn't judge the characters either. But it's like, fuck you, we're gonna have this. These people are gonna make some shitty decisions, and maybe they're not gonna change all that much, and just fucking deal with it.
Right.
And it's such, like, there's so many interesting dynamics to it too. Like, seeing that kind of brother-sister relationship.
Yep.
A movie that deals with, in a very real way, like, what happens if your brother starts, like, seeing one of your best friends, but the movie's not about that. Like, that's just a subplot / character thing. Yeah,
but they didn't treat that like it was a throwaway. They treated that with the proper weight and respect that something like that should have in your actual life.
Exactly. Like, it never feels like they're judging the characters, is what I like about it.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of see where pretty much everyone's coming from, and everyone's as broken and fucked as each other in a way. Even though it's obviously like the main character's movie, but
I definitely like that. That, like, you keep saying it, and it's so right. The script, the writing, the direction, the way they shot the movie does not judge the characters. It's almost just like turning a camera on and capturing what happens and allowing you to make those choices. Like, oh, do I like this character right now? Do I not? And I'm so tired of movies like holding your hand down a certain road, whether it's with the way they choose to shoot a character or the music they use for the score behind characters and scenes. I'm so tired of being forced down an alleyway of, oh, you have to feel this way about this character right now. And I like that this movie was like, however you feel is how you feel.
Yeah, it's what I like about it's cool with letting you feel conflicted.
Yep.
Too, like where you're like, it's kind of like even like the teacher, like by the end of the movie, like I love that character, but there's times where you're just like, this guy's kind of just being a dick.
Yeah.
But like it's not trying to give you that extra little thing, and then like when things are maybe revealed that make you sympathize with them more, it's still not. It doesn't feel like they're just putting it there to make him. Oh, this will make him likable. It's like no, it's just how this guy would be in his life. He isn't just this teacher.
So, all right, my question for you then, Ryan, is the part of the ending you don't like, is it like the actual ending when it fades to credits that you don't like? Or is it the last 10 minutes that build to that?
I guess like the last few minutes, because I think it goes, it's a movie filled with like subtle changes.
Yes.
And it kind of is just like, oh, everything, well, yeah, like it kind of gives the impression that everything's cool and that, yeah, I guess like the ending's just a little too neat, and then specifically, it's just to me it went in the direction that pretty much any movie would go in,
right?
And it did it. It could have done the same thing without necessarily. I don't know. Like also like the convenience of having like the film, which I think is vague enough to say.
Yeah.
It's just like and I heard that they reshot that part of the movie. I have a feeling the original ending was probably more of a downer, but I don't know. I think they could have made it less movie-like in that, because it's just the movie, and it's only in any other movie, you'd be like, of course this would happen, and it wouldn't really take away. I think just because this one is so damn near perfect at every turn, to see it like not quite stick the landing. Like once again, it's not a bad ending.
Of course.
It's just for this movie. Like to me, that it takes it back just a little bit. Although I'm sure this will become like, I don't think it's necessarily as good as a movie. So like one movie I think of the first time I saw it, I thought it was really good, but didn't think it would be like one of my favorite movies ever. Was Adventureland, but over time I've loved it more. And I could see this being the same thing. And maybe on a rewatch, you kind of know that the ending's coming, so it won't. Like I didn't feel betrayed by it, but
right. You just didn't want it to be so
like we're
tidy.
just focusing on like it's just there's literally like that's literally like the closest thing to a negative I have for the whole movie.
So I totally get where you're coming from with that ending, and it's kind of they movied up the ending. But the thing I brought it up when I reviewed the movie a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Last week.
Was it last week?
I think so.
Okay. The thing I really liked about that ending was that it was sort of like, hey, everything is okay, but I got like everything is okay for now. In this exact moment in time, it's okay. But knowing what I know about the characters, 2 minutes later, the shit could not be okay. You know what I mean? Like, It wasn't like everybody's holding hands and hugging around a fucking bonfire. It kind of abruptly ended in a way to me, like. But I enjoyed that because it definitely was less Hollywood, even though it was the Hollywood type of ending. It was just way less Hollywood.
Yeah. Like I don't want to I don't want to make it sound like it detracts from the movie.
Oh, of course,
that much. Like it's just
right.
To me, it's just like the one thing that doesn't quite land fully, whereas just everything else does, and the performances are so good. It's well cast. There's like. Yeah, like it was cool just seeing like those kinds of characters, and man, what a really good movie.
Yeah.
Like I could just tell that's going to be the movie I put on. Like it's kind of like what I sometimes tell people with like the movies that I want to hopefully make is like the movie you put on when you're like feeling like shit, like your comfort food movie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this could be, and it's challenging too. It's not like an easy necessarily like an easy fun time, but like it's just so effortlessly relatable and just strong and just fucking watchable, and I could just tell I'm going to be coming back to that movie probably more than anything else I've seen this year, including my current number one, which is a movie that I loved, but I don't necessarily see myself watching every time like some girl breaks up with me or something. So, the thing I like, this kind of term is often said in a bad way. We're like, oh, you can go to this movie and just turn your mind off. When people say that about action movies or like the summer blockbusters or quote popcorn movies,
And I feel like this is a movie where you can go and kind of just turn your brain off and let like your feelings take over in like the best kind of way.
Yeah, you're gonna feel a lot. And it's funny too when it wants to be funny. Like
And again, pulling no punches with language and the way people talk to each other.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
It's really good.
Yeah, Mike, did you see the trailer for it beforehand?
I saw the really short trailer
Mm-hmm.
with her and Woody Harrelson in the classroom.
Okay, because I don't watch trailers anymore. Like, I watch them sometimes after the movie or sometimes, like, my one friend's podcast when he has me on, like, they like to talk about trailers. But other than that, like, I actively avoid them, especially for things I know I'm going to see.
Right.
And actually that same friend was telling me that he thought the movie looked terrible and wasn't going to see it. So when, because like I hit up everyone I knew at a podcast and I'm like, I want you to see this and talk about it. You can have me on the talk about it because it's fucking great, and you're going to want to be the person talking about it now because in like a year or two, especially when it hits something like Netflix, like everyone's going to be like, you see, that's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if the trailer, if you thought it looked good based on the trailer, if it was more so hearing it around.
I thought it was going to be a completely different movie based on the trailer. But what I saw in that trailer, I was like, okay, I want to see this. Because, again, I like Woody Harrelson. And I have recently fallen in love with Haley Steinfeld. So when I saw that she was coming out and something, I was like, oh, okay, well, let me watch this trailer that happens to be on TV while I'm watching what I would normally watch on a Friday. And it was just a really short trailer, just that real quick interaction back and forth between them. And I was like, okay, I like their interaction, I like their chemistry, I like their vibe, I want to see this movie. And me and my wife both were like, we need to go see that movie. And then we went and saw that movie, and both of us were like, why did we come see this movie? Yeah, it's a great movie, man. It's by far my favorite movie I've seen this year. I've only seen 5 movies this year.
Oh my god.
But it's definitely, like you said, man, that's a fucking movie.
Yeah, Rick, you gotta get on it.
I'm fucking up big time here.
I feel like too, you're in LA, so it won't be as bad, but like I don't think it's gonna be like it's made its budget back, I'm sure, but I don't think it's making like a ton of money. So you should see it.
Rick and I were able to find a theater that was showing Bleed for this today, so I think Edge of 17 will be okay.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Yeah, Miles Teller must be so bummed that no one's seeing Bleed for this with all his method acting he put in.
He needs not be bummed because his performance is fucking amazing.
Yeah, you actually saw it?
We'll get into that.
We're getting into that.
Okay, cool. Because I did not get a chance to see that.
Go see that movie, Ryan. Go see that movie, dude.
I'm gonna try. I got like right now, like I'm legitimately Movie Pass kind of fucked me over, so I don't have it anymore. So I have to like be really cautious of when I see movies. So like on Tuesdays, it's half the price. So I'm doing like 2 movies every Tuesday, probably for the next month. And like I'm legitimately like arranging my schedule personally and work-wise around it because I want to catch everything.
That's awesome.
I've got like something like 6 or 7 movies that are playing in my area alone that I want to see in the next like week or 2 that I don't know how I'm going to see.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the microphone like it's Ryan's face. Like I realize now that the camera is right behind the microphone, but I'm staring at the microphone like it's you talking to me, Ryan. So just know that you have a big black tip right now.
Yeah.
Something you've always wanted.
Rick's erection. Dude, can I bring up something interesting that I noticed?
Sure.
The Academy Awards, the Oscars, are in 3 months.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Actually, about 3 months. And they haven't announced a host yet. Last year, they announced the host, like, 3rd week of October. And I'm pretty sure they normally announce it, like, October, November. That's weird, right?
I guess so. I think they're probably just a little gun-shy.
With everything going on.
With everything. Not necessarily with just what happened with them last year and the protesting and whatever and all that over the Oscars being too white. I think they're gun shy and don't want to announce anything until it's either ready or until they have something worth announcing.
It's just weird that they wouldn't.
Yeah.
That they'd be like 2 months later than previous years. And the ratings were pretty bad last year. So like what I'm thinking, my wild, not quite a prediction, but like what I'm sort of hoping for, that I could see them doing, because it would kind of address their problem from last year in both the ratings and race thing. If they got Kevin Hart and The Rock to both host, I think that would be dope.
Everybody would watch it.
It would be a safe bet too. Like everyone would like that.
Everybody loves The Rock, and I'm kind of happy that everybody still loves Kevin Hart. Like I saw, is it Little Grown Man or something? One of his first specials. I caught that on Netflix like 5 or 6 years ago, and I was like, this dude's gonna be big, and then everybody's gonna hate him because he's gonna get really big. I've surprisingly not seen a lot of the hate that I expected because he got super popular. So he must be just a real likable guy, I guess.
Yeah, I see a little bit of it sometimes. Yep. Usually people are just like sick of seeing his face, but it's like, have you ever say what you will about like some of the projects he chooses, but he's clearly like ridiculously talented and just has a ton of charisma.
And yeah, he's legitimately funny. Like I love his brand of comedy. I've always been more of a fan. I'm not a huge setup punchline guy. I love storytellers. So, and while Kevin Hart tells his stories in a very fucking animated way, and yes, there are setups and punchlines, it just doesn't feel that way on his comedy specials. I'm a big fan of that. I don't
also,
Go ahead.
I'm a big fan of the tagline on the posters for Central Intelligence, where it said, what was it, a little heart and a big Johnson?
Yeah. Yes. A little heart and a big Johnson. I still haven't seen that movie, man. Fuck, I need to see that movie.
I want to see that.
It's not great, but it's not. I don't know. I thought it was going to be pretty bad, and it was pretty like watchable and fun enough.
I mean, just from the trailers, like it's The Rock being The Rock, and it's Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart. Like I could watch a reality show of those guys just hanging out because I like their personalities so much. So.
Yeah, it's what it is about that movie. I kind of wish it wasn't an action movie, because it's like they would just break away from the two of them like being awesome to like do like action movie shit.
Yeah.
And it's like I just kind of want to watch the two of them fucking hang out.
Yeah. They're the new Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Is there anything else Oscars related or movie related you'd like to talk about, Ryan?
Yes, probably. What am I forgetting? Oh, I saw a movie that doesn't come out yet, but like I think I'm allowed to talk about it because it wasn't like a press screening.
Okay.
You didn't sign anything, did you?
I don't have much to say about it. It has a terrible title, and it has some of the best actors in the world in it, and it's called Collateral Beauty.
Okay.
Do you guys know of it?
No.
It's a Will Smith movie.
Okay.
Who else is in it? Will Smith, Kate Winslet, Ed Norton.
Yeah. I saw the trailer.
Not Meryl Streep. The other old lady.
Helen Mirren?
Queen. Helen Mirren. There we go.
You should have said the sexy old lady.
Sexy old lady. And fuck, there's like 2 or 3 other like.
That's awesome. Okay.
Level actors, right?
Yeah.
So like, I got an email basically saying, because like it was like the AMC Stubs program, like emailed me like, do you want to see it for free before it comes out? And I was like, all right. So I kind of knew going into that because the movie, like I was hearing it wasn't that good, and it has like the worst title ever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they have all these actors, something about it's got to be all right. So I went to see it, and I was telling my friend, I bet you this is the kind of screening where they just get like a bunch of like, non-movie goers, like people who will just be excited about seeing a movie for free that'll give it good word of mouth.
Yep.
And sure enough, like the theater was fucking full with a bunch of like just dumb people that were like talking at the movie and like just obnoxious, but were into it.
Yeah.
Like every slightest bit of a quip got like a huge. Anyway, like the movie, I would say like your mom would like it, maybe, especially if she watched it on an airplane. It's not like the worst thing ever, but it's kind of dumb, and I don't get how they got all these amazing actors involved. Yeah, it was just kind of nothing. But yeah,
I like
think
all those
people
people
are going to be much
though.
harsher on it than
That's the one
like,
where Will Smith is like talking to all these spirits or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. I don't want to ruin it
What was the
in any
trailer?
way. Yeah, Keira Knightley's in it as well. You know, just all these fucking huge names.
That's disappointing to hear because I liked the trailer. I thought the thought of it sounded pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like almost. I almost wish they didn't have such an A-list cast because it would be easier to just be like, okay, this is just a mediocre movie.
Right.
But because it's so mediocre and the cast is just like you got all those people in one movie. Like, there's no reason why it shouldn't at least be pretty good.
Yeah.
If not great. And it's below, it's like, not good. And it's very unfortunate.
Okay. Well,
But,
cool, man.
I'm glad to see, I'll say this though, Will Smith, he's kind of billed as the lead, and his character kind of ties everything together, but he has as much, if not less, screen time than, say, Ed Norton.
Okay.
So what's kind of cool about that is, like, I don't know if you guys knew that, like, Will Smith was straight up, like, refusing to do anything where he wasn't the lead for the longest time, and the fact that this year he was in 2 things where he wasn't, like, clearly the lead, I think is awesome, because maybe that means he'll start, because I think he's amazing.
Yeah, he's so good.
Presence.
Definitely a good actor, yeah.
Man, go all the way.
And there's one scene in this movie too where, like, I fucking hate referencing a meme, but that's the only way to make sure you guys know it. But like the Michael Jordan crying image that's seen like everywhere. Yeah. Like Will Smith's eyes were at that level.
Wow.
The movie,
okay.
Which is kind of cool, but like the scene kind of sucked where it happened. It was like, wow, I want to say it's great, but also like the movie / that scene like didn't work, but it was like kind of cool to see an actor like hit Michael Jordan eye, tears / discoloration. Yeah.
That's funny. I'll keep a lookout for that one. I like all those actors, and even if it's I've seen bad movies before, sir. I'm not gonna stop seeing bad movies just because they're bad.
Yeah, like it's not like one of the worst that I've seen this year or anything. Like, maybe it's definitely on like the lower end, but not like, I don't know, not like I didn't see Suicide Squad, but that's what most people are referring to as the go-to punchline of a movie this year.
Really? I mean, it's like everything though, man. It made so much money, yet everybody's talking about how they hate it. It obviously wasn't people just seeing it one time, but everybody hates it. I don't.
Suicide Squad's the first like comic book movie that I've like missed since I started seeing them. I'm actually dangerously close to missing Doctor Strange because it's like barely showing out here. Mm-hmm. So like I gotta force myself to see that so I can have an opinion.
Rick saw Doctor Strange and liked it.
Yeah.
I saw Suicide Squad and liked it. I don't care what anybody says. It was an enjoyable movie.
I would watch Suicide Squad at like on TV or something maybe.
Yeah, it's like, again, I'm just not to rehash the review we did. It has its problems, but the good for me way outweighed the bad. Like way outweighed the bad.
Did you like it more than Batman v Superman?
Yes, I actually enjoyed Batman v Superman. Also, I'm one of the few people that actually likes that movie. Again, it has its problems, and there are some major problems in both of those movies. But for me, as a Batman fan, as a DC fan, the good far outweighs the bad in both of those movies.
Where do you weigh in on that, Rick? Between the two, which one do you think was better or worse?
I definitely think Suicide Squad was better. Batman vs Superman was good, but it wasn't great. Kind of like how he said, and I kind of fall in the middle between Marvel and DC. So I'm not just going to be a Marvel fanboy or DC fanboy. But I actually just started watching Batman vs Superman again, and like my level of thinking of how good I liked it kind of shifted down a notch.
Really?
Yeah, because I just started noticing more things, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I try to justify it, but like I can't. I just can't. Then I'm just being a fanboy. And
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
I really didn't like Batman v Superman at all, but I will say this though, and like hopefully Doctor Strange kind of changes my tune a bit. But like Marvel, I'm more bored by, even though the movies like on a per movie basis I think have been better, and like their batting average is better. But like I just like the DC I don't know. Those movies are clusterfucks, but like they're taking some sort of chance, kinda, and they have like a little bit of style to them. Yep. Whereas like the Marvel movies, I don't know. Like I got like the superhero fatigue you hear people talking about. Like
here's the main problem with both sides of the coin. Marvel found a niche, and basically. With the main plot line, with the main story, with the Avengers stuff and all leading all up to that, they're kind of making clones of each other movies, which is not a bad thing. They're action movies, they're summer blockbusters, they're feel-good times in most cases. But in any sort of competition, whether it's film or food or soda, like if Pepsi just tasted exactly like Coke, there'd be nothing to fight about, so to speak. If DC made movies exactly like Marvel, what would be the fucking point? The thing about those two companies is that they've always been so different from each other when it comes to telling their stories. It just wouldn't make any sense for them to be telling similar stories in the movie space.
Yeah, and like I want to say like I would love to see either Marvel or DC. I guess more so even Marvel. Like Marvel has so many movies. They have 2 or 3 coming out every year. Yeah. It's like you don't need to put the world in jeopardy every movie. Like you could have the stakes be smaller and more grounded once in a while, and like you don't need to have millions of CGI people dying, but not really.
But that was always the Marvel way, though.
That was actually one of my gripes with Doctor Strange.
Is that it was
life
and death to end of the world stakes.
Yeah. But the way they kind of twisted that, I kind of like, okay, I see what they're doing here, and then because I don't want to spoil it, but they kind of gave it a twist.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, they're doing that. But at the same time, it's like, really? You don't have to do that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be world ending.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, that was really my main gripe with Doctor Strange.
Like, did either of you guys see the movie Kicks?
No. It was like playing right by me too, and I didn't go to see it.
It's so great. I almost didn't see it myself, but I was working in the city, and like I don't know, like I had time to kill before like the next bus home, so I'm like, I'm gonna go to a 10:30 a.m. showing of this indie movie, and it was great. Like one of the better movies I've seen this year. And the thing about it that's interesting, it does go like a little hyper realistic at times, but like the basic premise of the movie is just that like this kid gets his shoes stolen that he just bought, and he goes, and it's this big. And by big, I mean, like, it feels emotionally big and satisfying, like, adventure of, like, but it's still pretty grounded, and it's, like, it's just over this kid going to get his fucking shoes, and I felt more emotionally and more, like, of a thrill watching that than I have, I think, during any Marvel movie, and it's, like, I'm not saying, like, the next, that, like, Spider-Man needs to be him, like, losing his suit or something, but, like, if a little indie movie could feel as thrilling and be weird, it's like, I don't know, you don't need to have the world dying every fucking movie.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. They're all 2 hour and 28-minute countdown clocks until the good guys triumph in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely feel you on that, Ryan.
Because we're still kind of on that topic. Where DC is killing it, by the way, is TV, man.
Yeah.
TV. Right now, they have their Fortnite crossover, and holy fucking shit. Well, that was, like, so amazing. This is, like, the best television I've seen in a long time with that crossover.
I got a message from him.
And the Arrow 100th episode, like, trumps everything. It was so good. Just so good. The lead up to it, from like watching it from season 1 to that 100th episode, holy shit, it was good. It reminded me of that Mad Hatter episode with Batman. I'm already forgetting the name again. Where he gets put in that dream state.
Yeah. And
he realized he's not Batman. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But Green Arrow, like that was so good.
I got a message from him Monday going, fucking DC crossover starts tonight, 4 nights in a row. Oh my god. He was so pumped for it.
They're changing the schedules too now.
Oh, are they?
So it's going to be Monday, I think it's going to be, or Tuesday is going to be Supergirl and Flash. And then I think Wednesday's Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
So.
Now, do you think those shows work well at this point went independent of each other, or do you kind of have to like get in for the whole
Yes.
goddamn thing?
They work very well independent of each other. I don't think you need to watch any of it. Like, the crossover, the only part where I got lost, really, was the Legends of Tomorrow episode, because I don't watch it. But independently, as a show, you can watch it and know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know... Yeah. No, go on.
Well, you can watch independently and know what's going on without watching the other series.
Okay.
As long as you realize there's other series,
yeah.
you can watch, like, Supergirl and be fine with.
Okay.
You know what's interesting? I feel like there haven't been that many crossovers in recent years, but this year had, you know, the DC one on TV, and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine and New Girl did a crossover.
Yeah.
And I really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but, like, I thought the crossover was pretty lame and, like, forced. Like, it really didn't work for me, and,
that's fine.
I just had to throw that out there. I think it kind of fell really flat.
I miss crossovers. I miss being a little kid. And then every once in a while, TGIF, like fucking Full House and Family Matters would cross over somewhere. I'm like, oh my god! Like, I miss that stuff.
Yeah. Fucking what was it, the Walt Disney World where they all crossed over?
Yeah.
Well,
alrighty.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So do you have shits you need to take or do now, Ryan, or?
I was gonna rewatch. Yeah, I'm about to rewatch Spotlight.
Okay.
I've been in the mood because of just, unfortunately, the state of things in the world have been made me reading a lot more, you know, journalism.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of want to watch a really great journalism movie, and Spotlight's a really great journalism movie.
Journalism.
So, yeah. You guys seen it, right?
No, I haven't seen Spotlight.
Neither of you?
Uh-uh.
Oh, come on.
I know.
Come on, guys. It's kind of like All the President's Men meets Zodiac.
Okay.
But you know, no one like gets killed or anything.
Right.
But
yeah, I remember wanting to see it when I initially first heard about it. I really wanted to see it, but again, I've only seen 5 movies this year. 2 kids, fucking cripples you sometimes.
That'll do it to you.
Yep.
Well, you know, you can watch this with the kids.
No.
Catholic.
No, I don't think so.
Sexual abuse scandal movie. Actually, it would just bore the shit out of them.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I gotta say, like, I think it's probably my favorite Best Picture winner in a very, very long time.
Cool.
So, anyway. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for having me. And this is where I would normally tell people to watch my movie, but for some reason my movie's only available in, like, the PlayStation Store right now. So, actually, yeah, watch it in the PlayStation Store.
Yeah. Watch it. The back seat.
Yep.
Back seat.
All right, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. Talk to you later, man.
All right. Fuck Bryce. Bye.
There was Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan fucking O'Leary. I'm getting all